up to the sunrise, let the day begin. Johnny and Mark are here, let the laughter in. With every sip of coffee, feel the warmth inside. Conversations and humor take you for a ride. Your morning boost with Johnny and Mark, a perfect blend of laughter, igniting the spark, inspiration and insight. Join the journey, let them light your way. It's a brew of connection, a world to explore, a network of voices opening the door. With Johnny and Mark, feel the power of two, a morning tradition just waiting for you. As the day unfolds, carry what you've heard, inspire and inform with every single word. Johnny and Mark beside you as you start a new day, the morning show that lifts you through and through. A network of voices opening the door. With Johnny and Mark, feel the power of two, a morning tradition just waiting for you.
First in the mornings, originally from the Bayou State of Louisiana.
I got my coffee, I got my dollars, and I'm looking for deals. Am I at the right place?
I say, here at Cajun Roots Reselling, you give me an offer and I'll take it.
Bless you, my child. Let me introduce myself. I'm Sister Mary Agnes. You may have heard about me from my friend Cajun Roots reseller, Johnny. I met Johnny many years ago when he was purchasing furniture from Frankie and Johnny's in Louisiana. They were not going to give him credit, and I vouched for him. I said, let him have it with no problem. He's got the dollars. See the special man.
Let him have it with no problem.
Understand. Let him have it with no problem. See the special man. I say,
I'm Johnny's Dough Girl. I'm here to say subscribe, hit the bell, not my belly button, and share out his shows. Always give him a thumbs up. You can even become a member. Buy him a coffee and follow his other channels like the cooking shows, my favorites, his fur babies, and more. Leave a comment. And when you watch a video, you're showing him your support.
Hi, I was looking for some jewelry. I'm going to be getting married soon. No, I don't have any credit.
Well, here at Cajun Roots Reseller, if you own a fixed income, even if it's on a sale, in the Cajun Roots Reseller eBay store, guess what? Send an offer. We'll let you have it with no problem.
Johnny has many auctions, chat shows, in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening, and best is Monday night bingo, where it's all free and you can win prizes. All are welcome, but there's no drama or negativity tolerated on any of his channels. Now go, child, with my blessings. Watch Cajun Roots Reseller. Love always. Be kind to one another and have a blessed day.
First in the mornings, originally from the Bayou State of Louisiana. Here at Cajun Roots Reselling, you make me an offer and I'll take it. You got the dollars, go see Johnny, he's got it all. Let him have it with no problem, see the special special man.
See the special man.
You got the dollars, make me an offer. New England Cajun roots, Johnny understands.
Johnny understands.
Let 'em have it with no problem. See the special man. Let 'em have it with no problem. See the special man.
Hello, good morning, and welcome on this Thursday morning. How is everyone doing today? And Mark,
Good
how are you
morning.
doing today? Jennifer's still sleeping? That's okay. She probably needs it.
I'm
First in the
good.
chat was Michael. Says he will be headed to the airport on a plane. Show the start. Thank you, Michael, if you hear this. Or are you on the plane already? Have a safe trip. And Regina, hello, good morning and welcome. And Jeffrey, hello, good morning and welcome. And yet we had added you to the prayer list this morning, and I got your message. It's great to hear your brother's going home from the hospital. Thank you for sharing that on Instagram. And Scarlett, hello, good morning and welcome. And how are you doing? Good to see you. Welcome. Thank you for dropping those links. Yeah, Jennifer's not here yet, so thank you so much for that. Ellen, hello, good morning and welcome. And how are you doing? And Craig, Luke was calling the kettle black to the wrong show. You in the wrong show too, dude. Leave it. That's tomorrow's show. Come on, Craig, wake up. And everybody give a big warm Cajun Roots welcome to Alberta and Stella. Met her in Auntie Mama's morning show. And thank you for
That's
coming
right.
and joining us. And y'all, please give a big warm welcome. And I have to say, my grandmother, I loved her. She was my every summer I used to spend the summer with her. Her name was Stella. So yeah. Look at that, Craig sleeping already, y'all. And it still didn't even start yet. Come on, Craig. Wake up. Let's see here. Robin, hello, good morning and welcome. And how are you doing? Here's Johnny. Craig. Carol, hello, good morning and welcome, my little doe girl. How are you doing? I heard you had a lot of fur babies. I heard about that this morning. Yeah, she's still not married. Yeah, one day. Well, come on, the wrong show. Miss Denise, hello, good morning and welcome. And how are you doing? Good to see you. Welcome. Let's have some moments of silence for Weehall Robin. Wait, Weehall Robin? No, I haven't seen her in a while. May she rest in peace. That is right. Oh, my Lord Jesus. It's been a while I've seen her in bingo. Wow. Definitely a moment of silence. Thank you for letting us know that, Carol. I didn't know that.
She just got a call from Lori Chase.
Wow. Myra, hello, good morning. I missed it. What you
Myra.
missed? Claudette, hello, good morning and welcome. And how are you doing? Good to see you. Welcome.
Morning,
It's me, Angie. Hello, good afternoon, morning and welcome. It could be afternoon. I'm not sure. But good morning. And I have not got a chance yet to rewatch the show last night because I went to bed early. I was exhausted, but I will. It is in my playlist to watch. I'll be probably doing it this afternoon. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, It's Me, Angie, and Josie's Place does a live. They did one last night, and it had to do with 4 types of love. I am looking forward to watching that. I did not get a chance to. Just having a coffee. Let's see. Jeffrey, he came into my live last night. Okay. The picture is of my Stella. Aw, that is so cute. But yeah, that was my grandmother's name. My brother Richard. What's up, Richard? That is my brother. He is older than I.
Richard.
Good to see you, brother. How are you doing this morning? I don't know if you heard, but I'm headed to Louisiana this weekend. I'll be in Houma. Yep.
Are you going to get to see Richard?
Oh, that's right. It's tonight, not tomorrow night. I forgot. Well, I'm not sure because of where he lives, but we'll try. But that's the first time I get to talk to him in a while. I sent him a message on Facebook a while back. But yeah, that is my brother. He's older than me by 2 years. I love saying that. Randy, hello, good morning, and welcome. Did I miss the song? Yeah, you did. Yeah, I got a call from Lori Chase. Wow. Yeah, she used to always be in bingo with us. Let's see here. Everybody's saying hello. Yes, Carol. I'm saddened by the news about Robin. Wow. That is a shock. My name will probably change by next time as Bishop will be going my crew on Monday. Okay. Just let us know when you come in. I'm sorry, Angie. It is tonight, not last night. Good, I didn't miss it. I don't know why I kept thinking it was last night. Carol, Johnny, do you want your plant this weekend or when you return? Carol, I'm leaving and flying out Saturday morning, so it'll have to be when I come back. Yeah, I won't be here. I'm flying out Saturday morning. There's Jennifer. Hello, good morning, and welcome, Jennifer. How are you doing? Good to see you. Yep. I'm heading out, and I'll be there Saturday evening. We got an early flight. One way, no stops. But yeah, Carol, we can do that after I get back. Yes, but who is getting old on Monday? I'm getting to be 59. Yes. Yes, I am getting a year older. Wait, what? Yeah, we just found out we haul with Robin. What was it again? We haul. Yeah, Robin passed away this weekend. If Taco Tuesday is Naughty Thursday, yeah, you could do it that way if you want. Not sure what the name change will be, but it will change and have included both my helps. Aw. And Claudette, how are you doing this morning? How's that weather in Canada? We finally hit 68 degrees today. We haul with Robin. Yeah, it's been a while that I've seen her. And look, Stella, and I say that every day. As long as I'm above the ground and not below the ground, I am blessed. That's right. No, no. I got to get back up there. Carol said that. Yeah, it's We Haul with Robin. Oh, no. I said hello to Robin. She's here, but a different Robin. Yeah, it's been a while that I've seen her. Yes, I heard there was a lot of smoke. I thought it was fall. Couldn't find out it was smoke in our area. It's sunny but smoky here.
Michael was complaining about that earlier this week. Some of it got down here.
Yeah,
It's
there.
A hard time breathing.
Yeah. Well, Mark, what do you got going on the rest of this week?
Nothing.
Oh, you got a lighter week now? The hardest part of overweight?
I need it. I need it.
And who's your guest this Sunday?
Angie's Oddities is our special guest.
Also, for those who heard yesterday, I did have a fill-in a spot. So the only 2 spots I have left for the July 1st auction for members is 12:45 or 2:15 are the only 2 spots left for July the 1st. And now I'm booking November. I am booked right now till November. There's dates available on the Hump Day auction in November. Your dog looks just like the one I had, Alberto and Stella. Your white dog, the white one, the poodle. My little girl, her name was Snowy. The sunset last night was a strawberry sunset. Yeah, it's the strawberry moon right now. Yeah, that's probably why. We haul it Robin would always come into Josie's auction. I missed her. Yeah, I didn't even know she was not feeling well. Ella. Hello, good morning, and welcome, Ella. How are you doing? Good to see you. Welcome. Johnny, I will take... Oh, well, Denise, I thought I had you on here. Let's see. No, but you're there now. Where's my ink pen? Okay, that's interesting. My ink pen's gone. I'll get another one. Gotcha, Ms. Denise. All right, the only spot left is 215. I got you, Ms. Denise. You're there. Richard says, I am doing both Avon and Serenity. Just
Scentsy.
what? Century? Century?
Scentsy.
Scentsy.
Scent, Scentsy.
Scentsy.
Yeah, the little
The look, yeah, I love their
wax.
candle wax. Yeah. Well, I'll be darned. You branching out into your entrepreneurship. I like that. Need to find home for Weehaw Robin's dogs. Where was she living? Where was she? I'd have to look up her information. Well, hello, Stephen. How are you doing this morning? Long time no see. Stella is a golden noodle. Mine was a, what was it called? What was she again? Something in a poodle. She had a mix too. But yeah, part noodle, a poodle. Noodle. She was a noodle, all right. She was something else. You're welcome and thank you. The big moon is still front yard. Yeah, it was a strawberry moon right now. Let's see. Robin, I got scared. Did died on me. Yeah, right. I think I'm from yesterday auction. All right, we're caught up with the chat. So guess what, y'all? Before we get started with today's topic, I have to say, it may get heated in the chat, but please remember, it is always okay to agree. It's always good to agree to disagree, or to disagree to agree, agree to disagree. It doesn't matter. But remember, everyone's opinion is their own. So please do not take this out of content. Again, someone, as I always tell you, if you would like us to turn a topic into the morning show, email me. And this topic came from a couple of people who have been emailing me, and it just so happened to be this topic. So we're going to turn it into a topic today if it's never too late. But please remember, keep it positive. Remember to respect those with their opinions, and it's okay to agree to disagree. Please. We want to keep this as positive as possible, but again, still get you involved about this topic. Okay? And it's something that I want to hear your opinions about, but we all need to just make sure to respect the ideas and thoughts that people are saying in the chat. And I want you to do this. I want you to be part of this topic because I think it's going to be a great one. Vintage is
This will be very interesting to find out what everybody's opinion is.
Yes, it's going to be a hot one. So, all right, let's get started with today's topic because it's that time. Let's get started with no further ado. Here we go. All right, y'all. It is never too late to prioritize your customers, build a fair selling community, set standards in live sales, cultivate a positive and transparency in a selling experience. Well, Johnny, what is all this about? All right, it is fantastic to see a positive and ethical practice in YouTube chats where sellers foster a respectful environment, but not openly purchasing against other customers. This creates a fair and comfortable space for everyone. While it is true that some other YouTube chats operate differently, with sales actively bidding against customers, might approach highlights of a comment to customer focusing interaction. This is a distraction and it is most importantly and speak of volumes about the community we've built. My method demonstrating that it's never too late to cultivate a positive and transparent selling experience by prioritizing a fair playing field for our customers. I am setting a high standard in fostering a loyal and engaged community. This is a refreshing and commemorative approach in the world of online sales. What I am doing on my YouTube live auction chats, and I do know that others who also do the same thing, is truly commendable.
It is clear that we've built a fair and custom-centric selling community, providing that it's never too late to set a high standard in live sales. In my chats, selling isn't is sellers don't openly compete against customers in the chat, which create a respectful and comfortable environment for everyone. This is a stark contrast to some other platforms where sellers actively bid against their own customers. My approach highlights a strong commitment to our customers and speak volume about the positive community that we have cultivated. By prioritizing a level playing field for your customers, you're not just making sales, you're fostering the loyalty and engagement. This is a refreshing and ethical way to conduct business in an online sale world. And it does show that positive it does show a positive and transparent selling experience is always achievable. Your thoughts and comments. Mark.
Jennifer wants to know, are you reading something you wrote or someone else wrote?
I wrote this myself. I started yesterday because I got an email. But what I did was I rewrote this several times this morning because I didn't want it to be dynamic to being negative. So when I rewrote this, I rewrote it several times. And yes, I do write out what I'm going to say because I want to make sure I come across what I want. I read it a couple of times, had to rewrite it a couple of times, reworded it a couple of times. And then when Mark comes on, I always have him read it to make sure it sounds okay. So the reason I do this is because I've had several comments and emails sent to me in reference to other channels are allowing their panel to bid in the chat against customers. I look at it this way, and this is just my opinion. This is what I do and my beliefs. If I'm on my channel or any other channel as a guest, it's in reference to panelists bidding in a chat against those who are customers in our live sales. For me, I feel that it is not right to do that. I don't like it. I don't do it. But what I do is I allow anyone on my panel, especially if it's like say hump day, everybody claims it in the private chat. Now, if it sells, it's done. It's sold, period. But however, for example, when I do the members live show, only one person is on the panel. For example, say Mark's right here, and I'm going to pull Mark up for a minute. Say Mark's on an auction and he's selling. Right. This is how I usually do it. I pull the seller up by themselves as a single, because that way anybody else who's waiting to come on, that's not a 3-round type auction, they can bid in the chat. They can claim in the chat. But if it's an actual auction, they need to claim it in the private chat. That's how I do it. I've always done that. And I even do that when I'm on someone else's channel, even though they allow the bidding in their live chat for the sale. I, out of respect, still claim if I want something and it doesn't sell or it's passed on, I will then claim it in the private chat. However, if it's something that I want to purchase for someone as a gift and it's passed on, I will say it out loud. But other than that, if it's something for me, then yes. And Mark and I were talking about this earlier because, again, I get messages, I get comments, and we've had conversations with other people in reference to this. So let me get into the chat and see what people are saying, and everybody's saying in this about this topic.
And I'm going to go ahead and mention that Michael and I chose to go this route also, because we have been in chats, and you guys know that Michael's a buyer. We do not want the customers to think that somebody on the panel is bidding up the price so that they get a better price.
Exactly. Can't wait. It's just me who can't sleep. We have Robin. They're still talking about Robin. Robin Miller. I'm not sure. I have to look at her information. It was We Haul with Robin. Let's see. Carol. Good morning, Marlene. Too much loss lately. Yeah. Let's see. Carol, make sure I don't miss anybody. Yes, Robin. Are you reading this from? Yeah, I wrote this out, but again, I had to rewrite it a couple of times. I'm just reading what I wrote, yes. And I try to write it out so I can understand what I'm going to say and make sure it makes sense. Sometimes it may be too much, but yeah, it kind of confused me with exactly what you were saying. I understand, but that's basically what the topic is about. Okay. I don't like that. I don't either. But again, remember, when you're in somebody's chat, especially if you're on the panel and you're a guest on someone's show, you have to respect what they do on their channel because that's their rules. Everybody has their own rules. But that don't mean it's okay to agree to disagree because everybody does it their own way on their channel. It's up to them. But Jennifer, if you are in an auction, do you want sellers themselves to bid against you? That is a lot of words just to say that. Well, again, I want to get the point across the whole, yeah. I don't really care as long as they win the bid. Yeah. I hate competing with people on the panel. Yeah, and like Mark said, I've seen it in other chats where it looks like they're bidding up the bid, and then all of a sudden they're out. No. Why? I don't know. I can't explain that because it wasn't. I'm not doing it myself. I like what you said and know in your auction. Doing your auction. Yes. The frustration is when an auction in my auction and stuff runs up the bid. Yeah, exactly. And it happens. Okay, now
this is one of the reasons that
your channel.
we take that out. And Sue also brought up a good point.
Yes, that is true, Robin. Yes, it's very true. The only buyers and not sellers. Bidding will choose. It's misspelling of those that I can't message. Yes, bids are the worst. Life is something that is being bid on, and someone on the panel buys it. Yes. Sellers, I'm not a reseller, but anything myself. And welcome. Everybody is welcome in this. In this topic absolutely. And what we do. Yep. You don't have to be a reseller to be here. Everybody is welcome.
And the seller was bidding against me.
Yeah. Yeah. Bids are not fair on live or on panel members. Yeah. Actually, it is because they're not on the panel. They're not here. They're in the chat only. That's one thing about my members only lives or anything I do with it, like a 30-minute time like Mark does. Anybody who's on the panel like this, I always bring up a full screen of whoever's selling because the next person's not up yet. They're not live on the screen or they're not up on the panel, so they can bid in the chat. That's okay because they're not physically here on the panel with us. So that's why I allow that. That is different, Jennifer, in the past games. Okay, Subi says, although some channels, if someone on the panel bids, they usually give it to a buyer first. I have seen. Yeah, that I've seen too, but not all the time. Get no chance. And it's buy. Yeah, I don't personally like to do buy nows, only when it's the buy now type shows like we do on the rapid fire round. I did that too, but only bid if the seems anyone's interested. And again, that's why we like to let everybody claim it in the back room, in the private chat. Now remember, every channel is different. So you got to respect what they're doing on their channel because that's their decision. Can't hear you, Mark. I was in a buy now auction, both me and the seller.
I sat back.
But also everyone has a right to do things their way on their own show. Yep, that's exactly Absolutely. What we're saying. Well, Jeff, not Jeff, Jerry, hello, good morning and welcome. It could be afternoon for you, but how you doing, Jerry? Good to see you. Welcome. Until you are actively selling, you are just a member on the chat. Exactly. I had a bidding war with someone on a panel once. She fought tooth and nail. Yeah. I have several sellers that tell me that they don't want to bid in my auction because they don't want to take my inventory. I don't. Really? Interesting. So again, and like I'm saying with this topic, it is okay to agree to disagree, but you got to remember the biggest main line is you have to respect those channels that are doing the way they want to run their own auction. So anybody who's doing auctions that are doing their way, you have to respect that because that's their decision. That's their channel. But again, we don't have to agree to disagree. We can agree to disagree, but we don't have to like it. You know? I remember that, Ellen. Good morning. Oh, good morning, Susie. Hello, good morning and welcome. Doing good. Tomorrow, my buyers come over to take all my toys away. Oh, no, Jerry. You'll be buying more. I don't care if you buy and take it all. And that's what it's all about, getting it into other hands for people who can use it. I chose the sellers on auction to watch. Melinda, hello, good morning, and
Good
welcome. And
morning.
how are you doing? Good to see you. So again, it's a topic that a lot of people don't want to talk about, but it's happening. And again, if you ever want a topic that you would like us to talk about on the morning show, please feel free to email us and let us know. We'll turn it into a topic. That happened to me last night in an auction. Magical appointment. I was bidding on the same item from Michael, and she backed out and let me have it. Awesome. Love saying note to Ella. I feel customers get first bid on all items you want, and customers come back. That's right, and that's true. Oh, you're finally retiring. Well, congratulations, Jerry. Now you just buy it for yourself. Awesome. I thought you were going to turn it over to your son. All kids are all good. Now, for those who are just buyers, what are your thoughts on that topic about panels of bidding on auction items while you're in a chat as a customer or as somebody supporting that channel? We want to hear from you. I have to find a local place to sell my PSP, but all the games and movies, 3D games. There's usually, if you want to look up, it depends on your area. There's a couple of places that do buybacks. It's like a thrift store kind of thing, but it's strictly for electronics. PSP, yeah. Unfortunately, the sellers is here now, and just avoid that seller. I'll buy and sell on my local marketplace. That's a good place too if you have a marketplace. I'm not sure. Do y'all have a Facebook marketplace? I believe she's in Canada. Ahmad with Marzini. Yeah, I got Marzini back on the calendar. And she'll be here on July the 1st's auction. She took a time slot. She's back in business. Unless it's past. I saw a guy that wants to now. Warning, I'm going to bid. Yeah. And, I look at it this way, too. If I want it, I'm going to bid. But if I'm on the panel with somebody and I'm on their auction, I'll still claim it in the back room if it doesn't sell. I should let you know on the back room, not in the chat. Yeah, exactly. Okay, there are a few channels that I have stopped going to because of the showing the sellers have favorite buyers and tend to. Yeah, and that happens because you have your followers for certain people. That's fine, but I have to say that we have, again, it goes back to respecting that channel of their decision of what they want to do for their channel, and we have to respect that. We might not agree with it or we might not understand it. But if that's what they allow, then that's their channel. We have to agree. We have to honor that and respect that. And that's another thing. People don't go because of, but that's your decision. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. The only place here is eBay games that don't take either systems anymore. Oh, really? I would try maybe there's a thrift store and I can't remember the name of it. It's like a resale company that buys only electronics and resells them and gives you a fair market on the price. Cheryl, hello, good morning and welcome. Cheryl. How are you doing, Jennifer? So it's now home. Blood thinners? Well, I hope everybody's okay, Melinda. Yeah, you got to watch it because yesterday we had somebody in our chat bid on something but never filled out the form, never emailed the buyer, the seller. So I told the seller on my panel, put it back in your inventory and sell it. They didn't listen to us. For them being home soon, yes. But I have never gone to auction channels before, so I am new to. That's fine. That's what we're here to learn and teach. Yeah, and you do what's best for you, Columbus does the same thing. Does not bid herself in her classic crap. Nope. You claim it in the back room. Carol, I don't see you in any auctions
See,
except
Jennifer, we see Carol occasionally,
yeah.
and there's a lot of people that we do not see, but they're watching.
Yeah.
because comments will be made. It's like, oh, you are watching. Okay.
And Alan, I agree with you. But I do know that I do go to some channels that I'm a guest on their channel as a seller, selling and auctioning items, where I am okay with that, because if they tell me, you can bid in the chat, I still claim it in the private chat or whatever. That's just me. Even though I do it on my channel, I know Mark does it. I know some channels that do it. It's just you have to respect that. Uh,
We just want it to be fair, and this is our idea of fair.
yeah.
That's
Alberta and Stella wants to know: are there channels that actually do gems as well? Yes, there's a lot of channels that do just gems. If you're looking for like gemstones, will you be in the jet plane, Johnny? This Saturday morning.
Thank you, Susie.
Well, thank you, Susie. Which pearl? Pearl is precious or Pearl is gems? Precious Pearl, Perlini. Precious Pearls, I think was her name. Lives in Wisconsin. I met up with her. Yeah, they do. Yep. Let's see. Asking as I have 22 karat ring I want to sell at one point. Okay. I look in auctions. I do that too. There's some auctions I just lurk in here and see what's going on.
And I
Go
appreciate
into
that,
watch,
Jennifer.
give a thumbs up, and sometimes go move on, not chatting. Yeah, I do that too sometimes, especially when I'm working in the morning, just to give some views and thumbs up. That's right. And thank y'all for hitting the thumbs up. Be greatly appreciated. Angie, hello, good morning, and welcome. And how are you doing, Perlina? Perlini has been Perlini. I've been keeping up with her through Debbie Maxwell Thrifting. She's keeping up with. She's doing okay. The last I heard. But we keeping up with them through Debbie and Max. Patrick, hello, good morning, and welcome, Patrick. How are you doing? Good to see you. I occasionally sell loose stones, but have the auctions based on what? Yeah, and everybody does a difference. I only stay long enough in auctions that I mod. Yep, that's true.
Well,
So,
perfect.
Michael, before we go start, I'm going to drop links. Your final thoughts on today's topic
Well,
while I drop
Michael's
these
not
links.
here. You did it again, Johnny.
You are awake. Thank you, Jesus. I was testing you out, Mark.
Oh, he got my name right. That I pretty much already stated that we just want it to be fair for everyone. And we're going to continue it,
Yeah. All right. Here are the links for Jennifer. There's her YouTube channel, her Etsy store, and buy her a milkshake, as she is dropping all these links in the chat using her phone. She's on a phone dropping everybody's links. All right. Let me do this.
Yes. Why, Patrick?
And there's the link. If anybody would like to come on and join us and you have your 2 cents you would like to put in for the topic, or you have anything going on your channel and you would like to promote it, you're more than welcome to come on up. Just remember, you do have to have your camera and your mic connected, because it won't let you up here unless. I occasionally sell. Okay, we had that one already. Only stay long enough. Otherwise, auctions don't excite me. I'm not a buyer. I'm not sure who Ruby is, but Debbie and Max. I can do stuff myself and not pay shipping. There you go. We got somebody in the back room I'm going to bring up in a few minutes here, a few seconds. Renee, hello, good morning, and welcome. I want to get to some hellos. Tina, hello, good morning, and welcome. And how are you doing? Good to see you. Welcome. I lurk in a lot of live streams. Say hi, thumbs up. Yeah, and not everybody can stay there all day. We have things we got to do. Randy and I have crap tons of loose stones. Wow. Patrick, Mark, didn't we fix your auto? Yeah. He goes back away from the mic, so it kind of goes back a little bit. Wildflower, hello, good morning, and welcome. And how are you doing? Good to see you. As
I
our
just
guest.
turned it up again.
Yeah, earlier it was way too loud. I had to make him bring it down. Said, Mark, it's too loud. I can't hear you. No. I want to have some Colombian. He knows. Okay, everybody's chugging back and forth. Roy!
Absolutely, Patrick. I would love that.
Good morning, hello, and welcome. And how have you doing? Horizon Picks. Long time
Roy.
no see, Roy. How have you been? All right, y'all. We got somebody joining us in the back room. Oh, she look like she been packing, y'all. Ella, 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 Ella. Hello, good morning, and welcome.
Hey, how
How
you
Good
you
guys
morning,
doing
doing?
today? I see
sunshine.
a lot of boxes being packed back there, so you must be getting into that mindset of packing stuff to move, huh, girl?
Yeah, I've been packing a lot. I've been packing. All right. So, I just wanted to say something about the
Good
topic.
morning,
Yeah.
Patrick.
Okay. So, first of all, I just want to say, well, I want to say a lot of stuff, but two things I want to nail on. One is like you started that for your auction
Right.
out, and that was like because I mean I've been on YouTube since 2000 and probably 13 or 2012, and you know my channel was really active like during the pandemic. I think that's when a lot of us came on and be really active on YouTube. So we've been selling since then, and I've watched a lot of channels, and I can tell back then that it was only your channel that you said that don't bid, we don't bid in the auction, we only do it, claim it in the back.
Mm-hmm.
I knew a few people that took it and ran with it and say they're gonna do that for themselves, you know, which is fine.
Right.
At the end of the day, it's not a YouTube rule,
Nope.
it's individual. You want to do that for yourself, that's fine. I do tell people that come on my panel, you are free to bid if you want to bid. Okay, I don't really have a lot of people. I can name a few people on one hand that actually bid in the chat that are on my panel. Okay, and it's not something that happens a lot of the time, and I encourage people to do that because I know that there was something I really needed. It was a need, it wasn't a want, because I don't
Right.
go about buying stuff because I want to buy stuff, you know. And it was something that reminded me of my childhood I've been looking for and I couldn't find it. But I was on you. I remember I was on your panel. And when it came up for auction, I couldn't bid. I didn't even know back then that I could drop down into the chat and bid. If I
Mhm.
knew, I would have taken myself up and go bid, because during that time we didn't do like, oh, you can drop down to go to the panel and bid.
Right. Right.
Uh-huh. So, and that left, it was like I tell the story in the back room, and that's why I say to some if it's something that people are showing and it's something that you need, I don't say want. If it's a need, then you know what, you're allowed to bid on it, you know. So you've heard me say that in my
Mhm.
in the back room
Well,
when
I've even heard you like when I'm on with you and Glamours,
yes,
and we're claiming in the back room, and you keep
and
telling
I
us, "Oh,
was
you have
like,
to claim in the
no.
chat."
Yeah,
It's
because
just
I can't see. I don't go to the back room to look at what
right.
people write in the back room. I hardly
Right.
read my freaking own chat, talk less
Yeah.
of, you know. So I'm like, if I don't see it, I wouldn't know if you're claiming it in the back room,
Right.
you know. Uh-huh.
And Jennifer, this is the point of it as well. Everyone can do what they want on their own channel,
Yeah.
but we need to respect that. And the reason
That's
I brought this
yeah.
topic up is because a lot of people have issues with it, but that's okay because for
But
me,
it's
I just
basically
the bottom line, you have to respect what they do on their
yeah,
channel.
you respect. That's why it's in my description as well. I put it in my description as well. You know, at the end of the day, that is my own rule. Okay, it's not nothing to YouTube. Don't have that rule
Right.
at all, because at the end of the day, we're not paying a percentage to YouTube in
Correct.
order for them to detect that rule for us. You might not like it as a buyer, but at the end of the day, when you go shop at Walmart, haven't you seen a Walmart cashier stand behind you buying the same thing that you're buying and want to check out? You're gonna say, oh, she's in front of you or behind you. You're gonna say, oh, well, because she works at Walmart, she should have wait to the end of the day to do her shopping, you know. So I mean, I've gone check out and they say, oh, where did you get that? I'm like, oh, it was on aisle one. I'm like, oh, I need to go get myself one of those because I didn't know it was there because I've been looking for it, you know. And I've seen people, they say, because they have a friend and say, hey, that was, she found that on aisle one, could you go get that for me, you know. So they're not gonna say, oh, because I work here, I'm not allowed to buy till when the store is closed, and by the time they go to that aisle it's probably no longer there because they've been bought out and don't know whether they're gonna have it in stock again, you know. So I don't want people to, take it seriously. Like, oh, I'm not gonna go buy it if they do that. Well, fair enough. Like I always say, when one door closed, the Lord will open 10 more.
That's right. And Melinda says Ella and I can tell you what wanted, and they'll buy it for us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mostly the customers needed to feel appreciated in auctions, and that's true. But again, you got to respect what everybody's doing.
At
Ellen
the end of the
says,
day, it's not that you don't get respected. Every customer gets respected and everything.
right.
Yeah, if I bring something, most of the time, it depending if that person is bringing something that is, most of the time when you see that, it could be um the person might have one or two of the items. Okay, that's fair. Or it might be a rare item that only got it, and you're trying to sell that rare item because you've had it for a long time, and somebody looks at it and saying, because they're on the panel, and they might, oh, that will make a perfect wedding gift, or make a perfect, and then it could be something somebody said that they heard, they like it, and they will say, okay, I want to take a chance and bid. They're not just trying to bid it up so you don't buy it. They're probably bidding because they need it. Don't forget, the word is need, not want. They probably need it for several reasons, you know. So
well, I want to clarify something though. Mark was saying, and I've seen this before. There have been some people in some auctions that are on a panel that are bidding the auctions up, and it just makes you think sometimes. Is it because they're trying to bring the price up to make a bigger sell for a person on their panel? We don't know that. We're not sure,
well,
but I've seen it happen,
I've seen. Let me tell you,
and I've heard it
when I
being
used
talked about.
to in the beginning, when I used to buy Hot Wheels, I used to go to what do you call it, uh um who's Tom Cruise,
Yep,
and what's the other guy,
Gary,
huh?
Gary,
No, there was the other guy that wears the hat. He does the one, he used to do the auction on Tuesdays.
Gary. Him and Tom used to do the crew, the
No,
auction
it
together.
wasn't Gary, it's Louis. I think it was Louis.
Oh,
Tuesday
okay.
night, yes, it was. He used to have Tom Cruise on his channel as well. It used to be. He used to come on Tuesday night at 9 o'clock. Back
Okay, I
then,
know who you're talking about. Yeah.
yeah, they used to sell Hot Wheels. Let me
Yes.
tell you, I probably was the only woman that was in that chat bidding on Hot Wheels with the guys.
I used to buy a lot of Hot Wheels from Tom
And
Cruise.
they will bid it up because they probably think, oh, it was a guy thing. And I used to stand back because I thought, okay, Hot Wheels was a guy thing, but I don't know about cars, but I love those small Hot Wheels cars. And I used to think, oh, you know what? I see what it sells for, how much they bid it up. But when I got into bid, they will bid it up and thinking, oh, Ella would not pay. They will just drop it on me. But sadly for themselves, I don't mind. That's my competition. I will bid it because you know what? I needed it at the time.
Right.
So I will bid for it. But I know they bid it and want to drop it on me. But I turn around and sell it for much more money than I bought it for.
Yeah.
So that's not fair when people try to do that because people are trying to outbid you for
Yep.
stuff like that.
Yep. And it
You know,
happens.
if somebody's on the panel and it's something that they need, then they're not outbidding you. They're bidding because they probably need that item. That's
Right.
why they're bidding.
But the moral of the whole topic today is you got to respect those that are on there, and it's your choice. You can go there or not. If you don't want to be there, then just don't be there. But again, it's the bottom line is it's that person's channel. There is no rules or regulations put out by YouTube. Each person is different with their own rules for their channel. We have to respect that. What was the other point, Ella? Never feels weird bidding against sellers in Ella's auction. She is very customer friendly. Yeah, and again, I just don't. If I look at it, if it sells, it sells. If I need it or it's something mostly that I'm going to want anyway to resell, unless I'm trying to buy something for a gift for some occasion, then yeah, I'll bid as long as I'm not on the panel. That's just me.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, and let me tell you, that was your rule from day one when you started doing auction. But I've seen some people, because you say that when we start the auction, you say, the panel don't bid and we claim it in the back room, blah, blah, blah. And I've seen some people run with it, email me and was like, Oh, and then I found out that they were not even bidding, but they took offense. It was like, why are you taking offense? Nobody came in that for that bid. And you actually went and had to even watch that video, that live,
Oh,
that
for your auction. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
yeah, to see
Mark
if
and I
the
talked
person
about it at
did
the
bid.
beginning of the show.
But the person was pissed off and had to email me about it. I'm like, what rule do you think that was? That was not a YouTube rule.
Exactly. I know
It was
exactly
not
what
a
you're talking
YouTube
about.
rule. So if Johnny didn't say anything about it, guess what? If Johnny never said, hey, this is what we do, it wouldn't have been a problem. It wouldn't have been a problem. Everybody will be doing it. They do whatever they want to do. But
Correct.
it's been a rule, and some people like that rule, so they adopt it for themselves.
Hmm.
That's you. If you
Yep.
want to adopt that for yourself, for your channel, that's you. But if other people like me don't have a problem with it, then that's fine. That's my channel.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You got to do you, boo.
But you got to remember too, everybody does, and I know you do, Ella, and I know Mark does, and I do. We state everything at the beginning of the show. And it's not, Craig, this is not a drama show. It's a topic that we agree to disagree on a topic and keeping it positive, Craig.
Craig, go
But
to sleep.
yes, please. And so you have to remember that everyone sets their own rules for their own channel. So because I do it my way, Mark does it his way, doesn't mean Ella's got to do it the same way, because Ella has her own ways of doing her show. And you have to respect that. And the reason I'm saying this portion is because now that Ella brought that up and opened that door, yes, I do get comments every now and then, a message here, a message there, email here about somebody else's channel, about the way they're bidding on their channel. Well, guess what? Take it up with that channel, because that has nothing to do with me. But I will give you my opinion, being you asked me.
Mm-hmm.
Only thing I can tell you is, well, guess what? Whose channel were you on? What is their rules? Do you know how their rules are? Do you know how to follow those rules? That's all I can say, because I wasn't there to deal with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you have to respect that and make sure you know their rules for their channel.
And I don't really have. It's been like almost a year now when I that I don't even have guests like I used to have guests on my show.
That
Okay,
is so true, Randy.
I cut down on guests. The only person I could remember that I encouraged, like, look, is Glamour, and it's like, and sometimes you can tell. I know my customers. When I bring certain things, I know my customers will buy this, and sometimes
Ella, we know
I'll be back.
Craig does listen to your rules, because that's your number one rule.
I know my customers wouldn't buy this stuff, but somebody might be interested. Like, I could bring certain things, and Victoria will say, yeah, I will bid. And if she sees somebody bidding, Victoria draws back.
But
You can
Cynthia
ask
helps
anybody in
Randy.
the chat. If Victoria
The
sees something
Cynthia
that she
way is
needs
the way you're supposed
and
to.
she's bidding, and somebody comes in, if she puts in a bid and somebody comes in and bid, Victoria draws back. She gives it. She gives it. She said,
And
oh,
Jennifer, I understand what you're saying, but again, the bottom line is they still need to remember, yeah, I might help people, but because I do my auctions one way does not mean that everybody's going to do it that way. So
yeah.
everybody has to remember they have to listen to those rules on their channel or read the description, because 9 times out of 10, they have it in their description. Terry Bear, hello, good morning, and welcome. Why do I recognize that name from?
And at the end of the day, it's like a lot of people actually have been selling on YouTube even before Johnny came on YouTube, to sell. There's a lot of people else that were selling. I was watching a lot of people that was selling on YouTube. I've never heard them say anything like that until when Johnny started selling, and he invited me on, and he told me in the back room, okay, this is what happens here. And I was like, oh, okay. I respected him for that, because it was his channel,
Right.
But I've been on BMO's and Melanie. That's where I started from.
Yeah, I
I've
remember
been
watching
on
you there.
other people's channel too, where I started from, and they never had that rules like that. And
And
it
that's a
wasn't
true
a problem.
statement right there, Robin. Just stop buying from him and start selling your own stuff.
Yeah.
There is no governing body for the auctions, to each their own. That's right. You do what you want, but you got to remember, listen to what they're doing on their channel. That's the first thing you got to.
You just
So
respect
Bonnie's way is
everybody
actually
what
more
they
fair
say.
to the customers and all the auctions of their own. And everybody does it their own way. You have to respect that regardless. If not, just don't go back over there. Office Patrick is back in the house with his popcorn. Terry
Hi,
Bear, good to see
Patrick.
you. Now I remember where I saw you, and that was in Stacy's morning show. Nat, Stacy Nat, Nat. There's a guess. My point is, if you want a happy customer auction, people tend to make it fair. Yeah, you have to make your own decisions. It's up to you. But again, respect it, please. You have to respect their decisions. That is their channel. They do what they want to do. And Robin made a comment in reference to getting broken items. That is one thing for me. When I am shipping things out, especially if they're breakable, I will pack it the way I want it being shipped to me when I buy something. So you're going to, and again, I do use a lot of bubble wrap, a lot of filler paper, and a lot of tape. Suggestion: if you want to start a live sale auction, go to a few in person, not YouTube auctions, and see how they run. Decide for yourself and make your own rules. And that's true. I love going to personal. I love going to one that we go to here in one of our areas, and it's so neat to see a different style of auctions in person compared to YouTube. You're right about that one, Roy.
Yeah.
That is so
Let,
true.
let me tell you, when I started business. I actually, it was when you used to join. My husband had this company that he joined at the time where we were doing our own baby clothes, baby blankets, onesies, and whatever, you know. And we used to go to the mall and set up. We'll go to the mall. That's how I started my business. I used to do art, and I will bring my paintings that I've done in the early 80s and late 80s, early 90s. All my design, I started to turn them into artworks to do cards and stuff like that. We would set up in the mall. That was my first experience of actually selling stuff and being in business until I had my own. I grew from there having my own kiosk. YouTube wasn't my first selling platform. The pandemic brought me, like everybody else that was selling, or most of us, not everybody, that brought us, to YouTube to sell because it was a platform. I had a kiosk. I used to sell at the Air Force Base, USAA. I had a kiosk there, and customers come to me to buy stuff from me. You know,
And
that's
everybody, I want you to give a big warm Cajun Roots welcome to Terry Bear. If you up early in the morning, like I'm usually up about 2 o'clock, turn on my computer after getting my first cup of coffee. They usually in the chat, it's Stacy Nat. She's actually a member of the channel as well, and they do a live show almost every day. So if you're up early late at night, because I think they just finished one this morning, it was over 6 hours live. Check them out, and welcome, by the way. Never. Who does auctions? Every state is different. There are some states you have to have an auctioneer's license.
yeah.
Ohio, I believe, is one of them that you have to have your auctioneer's license.
In
Yeah,
Florida,
yes, you don't.
in Florida, the only auctioneer license you have to have is if you're selling cars. If you're doing auction, you have to have a business license.
Yeah,
And not only that, it has to be in the you once you register your business, they put you. It has to be listed in the newspaper.
yep.
you know so like I said, I've been being in business in this state, in this country, and this state. I've been in business since 2007. Okay, I started selling with children's books and gifts, and gradually went on to sell women's apparel. And then when I hit YouTube, that's when I just like, okay, I'm gonna sell everything I can get my hands on you know but here in Florida, you have to have a business license in order to sell.
Yeah. Also, if in some states, if you buy auction storage units and you go to resell it on YouTube, some states require you to have an auctioneer's license. So whatever it is, wherever you live, the bottom line is check with your local, state, and federal municipality to see what your laws are in your state and local area where you live, because every state is different.
Different, yeah.
You got to check it out and make sure you are under those the regulations on that state, local, and municipality.
I think Craig needs a license. He needs an auctioneer license.
So we're gonna end the show real quick. Your last starts on the topic today, Ella.
It was a good topic, and I'm glad that you put it out there because at the end of the day, the reason I came on is that I don't want people just to think that it's a YouTube law, or
Nope.
to think that you are cussing any ham by saying that, oh, well, if they don't do this rule by this, I won't go to that channel. Well,
Right.
fair enough. You know, fair enough. You can go to another channel that you feel like, respect your views, but don't forget, everybody's channel is different. Everybody have their own rules. Just don't forget to read the description when you come in there. Don't think because Johnny said this, it applies to everybody that is selling.
Nope.
Now,
It's just a personal preference.
yes, perfect. Yeah, Johnny might train you on how to do an auction, and he will give you his play-by-play book on how to do an auction. At the end of the day, it's up to you to see if you want to go by that play-to-play book, which is good for you if you're starting your auction. Johnny has helped a lot of people. So myself, people have come to me. People have been a lot of people that are even big channels now. I know where they started. A lot of them started with me. Okay, a lot of them started with me before they went on to be where they are today. So they will do their own rules. They don't have to follow my rule.
Exactly.
Have to follow anybody's. But at the end of the day, don't take it personal. That's all I gotta say. Don't take it personal.
And again, and Mark said this too. Everybody does their own thing, but if you're at anybody's channel, make sure you respect their rules. Make sure you understand what their rules are and what they allow and don't allow on their channel. And we all need to agree to disagree. But at the end of the day, we're here to support everybody, regardless if you're there to buy, there to support, hear the thumbs up, just to listen, play a work and lurk. It's all okay. Mark, your final thoughts on today's topic.
It's a personal preference.
Yep.
So
And like Mark
you
and I,
do you,
go ahead.
you do you. And thank you for coming up, Ella.
Yeah.
I love you, sweetheart.
I love you too. You know that.
I
And
do know
again,
that.
I know Mark does this and I do this when we teach others when they want to learn how to do auctions online. We give them the basics and then we tell them to do what is best for you. But this is how we do things. This is how it works for us. This is how it works for me. But once you take that information, however you may do with it, and as long as you tailor it to your needs, it's a win-win. We're here to help each other. We are here to help each other grow and here to help and support everybody. And that is how we do things.
And one last thing I gotta say is, if you as a channel bringing other people to come on your channel, if you want the people on your panel to bid, if you notice that they are just bidding stuff too high, I mean, people in the panel in the chats do it. The item, probably, because it's happened to me. The item is $10, and then you're bidding and you start from $1, and then somebody come from nowhere and bid it for $40. Man,
I was there when that happened.
a lot of people know me. I have stopped a bid. I would say, no, 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 no. Let's stop it. We're stopping this. And that's happened to me. And somebody did come and from nowhere outbid two people. And I said, stop the bid.
Yeah.
Guess what? When it came time to pay, that person never paid. You know what I did? When the other person paid for the second item, what did I do, Johnny?
She sent them both to one person.
Thank you. Because I thought it wasn't fair for that person to come in during the middle of a smooth bid and,
And the funny thing is that person came in your chat after they got the package and said, why did you send me two?
I was like, yeah, because
Oh,
you
got
got
one.
bid for it.
Yeah.
And I thought it wasn't fair. I always try to make sure it's fair. So if you as a seller notice somebody is, some people do it because it's for the money. I've been in other chat where the stuff in that basket or the whatever you're selling, build the box, you fill it's not worth the amount. And somebody come and they keep bidding and you allow it to go. No, because you want that money, stop it.
Thank you, Susie.
Bought mystery boxes from me, and they know that the box they bought from me, when I pack that box, I pack it, and I want to make sure that you, as a reseller, when you go and sell it, you will make more than 100% back on that box.
Well, Craig, now you got your own idea for your evening or late night show. With that being said, thank y'all so much for coming out and showing your love and support to the channel. Always remember that it's always all right to agree to disagree, no matter what the topic of the day may be. If you have any topics you would like to have for the morning show, make sure you email me and we'll turn it into a topic for the morning show. But keeping it always positive. Yeah. So as I say before I end each and every show, love always, love is always free. Please be kind to one another till we meet into another chat. Have a blessed and fabulous day. And until we meet again, later, peace out, and y'all come back. Now you hear?
First in the mornings, originally from the Bayou State of Louisiana. Here at Cajun Roots Reseller, you make me an offer and I'll take it. You got the dollars, go see Johnny, he's got it all.